Hello Ratbags, it's Jade with a very special video today. I'm going to be showing you how you can play as a fifth character in Grounded. Now I'm not sure if this is meant to be the fifth character, but when you spawn into the game, you'll notice that in the little container, little box, there's space for 5 characters even though we've only got 4. Well, a big shout out to Kaino. He helped me out. He sent me this method where you can get to play as this little skeleton character and you can carry on playing on it. I don't know how long it'll last. Maybe they'll patch it. Maybe it is just a glitch. Maybe it isn't ever meant to be a proper character in the future, but it looks pretty good and I quite enjoy it. Now what this glitch also does is gives you unlimited health. I don't know if that lasts forever, I don't think it does, but definitely if you reload and save your game properly, you'll be able to carry on playing as the skeleton dude for ages. So Kaino, big shout out to him, go and check out his channel. He's got no content on it, but I'm hoping he'll do a video and he'll do some content. But he shared this with me last night and I thought I'd shout it to you. You need a piece of oak armour. It can be the headpiece, it can be the chest plate or the bottoms. And basically you've got to get your health down super low. So I would suggest doing it by falling off of a good height. And you can see I've pinned it into my hotbar. I'm wearing it now with tiniest bit of health, and then you kind of want it to do that. Reason why is because when you do that, it actually gives you a buff. That's what the oak armor does. It maximizes your health. So when it does do that, the idea being that when you now take off your headpiece and you jump one more time, you shouldn't die because the game is kind of glitched out. It does take a few practices, and if it isn't working you die. Obviously make sure you've got a lean-to nearby so you can just save and repeat. But I finally got it to work a few seconds later, so I took the headpiece off that way and it seemed to work. So it's a bit glitchy as I said. So jump off, get your health down super low so only like 1 or 2 hits left. Jump off again with the armor piece equipped, and then take the armor piece off and jump one more time to test that you in fact can't take any damage. Then you've just got to save and your game. So a few things with this. You press escape obviously, or you press the options button. You're going to save the game just how it is right here. You're going to create a new save for it, maybe put it over one of them, and that's it. Then after this, I made a few mistakes. I tried just loading back in and it doesn't work that way. You have to actually save it again in a second. So we're going to load that game now that we just saved, making sure you've tested that you can jump from heights and you have got the infinite health glitch. And we're going to load up that game. But this time, don't press anything when you've actually come to the character menu. Instead, we're going to press escape one more time. And this is where I made a mistake and where you guys might get it a bit wrong. It takes a few seconds to load up, obviously. And like I said, hopefully this does work on Xbox. Let me know if it doesn't. So don't choose any characters, don't move a mouse, don't do anything, and don't press resume, and don't try and just play from that game point. Instead, what you have to do is, when you're on this screen and you've pressed escape the very first time, you're actually going to save the game and load it up again. But I'm going to explain where it goes wrong. So I've chose character max and you can see the skeleton actually drop off my character. So obviously it didn't work. So you can try it again, reload from that last point where you had got the infinite health, and it should be okay. We'll do that now. It's going to take a few seconds once more. And then this time, instead of pressing resume, we're going to save the game as long as we can see the skeleton on screen. As long as you can see the skeleton as your character, it should work. And there you go, you can see the skeleton. But this time, I'm not going to press resume. We're going to press save once more. So you're making a second save and it should work. So once you've saved the game for a second time and you've seen the skeleton on the main screen, you can then safely load up that particular load, and you should be able to then click resume and it should be okay. You'll be able to actually play as Mr. Skeleton Man. So like I said, it shouldn't go to the character select screen. It should just go right past it. Fingers crossed now. I'm just voicing over this after recording it because I spent last night doing it. And there we go. I am Mr. Skeleton Man. It's pretty cool. It's there. It's done. Now you're better off saving the game one more time so you've got a perfect save now, and you can just revert back to this save at all times. And if you save the game in future, it should be okay. It should save you as the skeleton, and you can carry on doing it if it's a problem or it doesn't work anymore. I love stuff like this. You guys know that in the demo I used some cheats and some hacks, and I was exploring the map and I was doing all sorts of things. You may have seen my hugely massively clickbait video where I made my character 100,000 times bigger than a spider, but I literally did do that using some cheats as well. This kind of stuff I used to do in other games like Ark Survival Evolved and back in the day Minecraft and stuff like that. As long as it doesn't hurt anyone, as long as it's not competitive, I love glitches and cheats. And I'm using this second part only on PC. You can only make your character 100,000 times bigger on PC using a specific type of cheat command software. But yeah, it's really good. I just thought I'd show this off. Since I've already done one thumbnail showing Max as massive, I thought it'd be interesting to see what it looked like as the skeleton character, pretty massive. I personally think this is just the model they use for literally movement. You know, most characters do have a system underneath the skin. Game developers make it that way so you can realistically see how they move and joints and stuff. And I think they then just added the skins on top of it. So this guy might not even be a playable character. There are lots of skeletons you can find all around the world in the map, in the backyard. There's loads of locations where you find little bits of armour and stuff like that, but it's pretty cool. Obviously it's got some weird bubble. I think that means when you're too high you take damage. That's another thing. If you do build up too high it can kill you. I think there's like a death box really high. But yeah, it looks really interesting seeing what it's like to be a giant skeleton man running across the backyard. Now some of the animations are a bit off, like when you're trying to gather some food and stuff like that, it doesn't necessarily work very well. You won't see the hand move out for stuff, but you can go ahead and use all your weapons like you normally would, and you can wear loads of armor pieces too. It looks even more bonkers when you're wearing armor pieces. I've got just like a clover set here and it looks great. I really love this. I really hope this is like some pre-order. Maybe we'll get it as a skin in the future. That would be amazing if it's not the 5th character. I don't think it's the 5th character. I think the 5th character is someone that's maybe a scientist or has done something, or maybe, I don't know, who knows. But it's definitely really cool. It wouldn't really make sense in the story if a skeleton got shrunk down with us. Help with this, or if you're on PC and you want to know how to do some of the other cheats like make your character bigger, then come and join my Discord and I'll share the link with you in there. But at your own risk, always with this kind of stuff, don't cry to me if it deletes your save or it ruins something in the game. As ever, I'll be back with more legitimate guides, tutorials and gameplay. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you've got notifications turned on, and I'll see you ratbags for another video very, very soon. Bye bye, Boney.